Hi, welcome back to the garden. Today we are talking about 5 mistakes to avoid if you are a beginner. I would still consider myself a beginner. I just started gardening for the first time last year, so this is only my second year, but I did learn a lot, so I'm going to share every tip that I can with you. My first tip is don't plant things too early. I'm in the Midwest, and according to the Farmer's Almanac, our last frost date was supposed to be May 1st. It is now, I think, May 22nd. I still have not planted any of my summer crops. I'm going to do it next week, because here in the Midwest, we will get some random frost dates here and there, and we have had a couple since May 1st, and we've had some nights in the 40s, including one coming up. So I usually like to watch for 2 weeks and make sure the weather stabilizes. The lowest temperature I like to go for is 50 degrees. Tip number 2 kind of goes hand in hand with this, is plant at the right time of the season. So as you can see behind me, I have some stuff going. I have my tulips, strawberries, blueberries, onions, broccoli, any brassicas. They can handle the cooler weather and they prefer it. If you plant them and it's too hot, they're gonna bolt and you're not gonna get a harvest. Tip number 3 is do not plant things in too much of a shaded area if they don't like shade. A couple of trees here. This specific one does cast a lot of shade in the garden. So under that tree, I planted my cool weather crops, and you can actually see them netted in right there. So that is actually going to extend the life of my cool weather crops because it's shaded and they're not going to get as hot. So if you do have a shaded area, use it to your advantage, but make sure not to plant something like watermelon or onions that love a lot of sun because they're not going to do as well. Number 4 is make sure to mulch. I didn't do it last year and I haven't done it yet this year, but I'm going to. So as you can see, all my beds are bare. The reason you want to mulch is because it's going to help retain moisture and keep a stable temperature for your crops. And my last tip for you is to use a nutrient-rich soil or compost. Unfortunately, I don't have compost going yet. That's something that I'm hoping to have by next year. So what I do is I go out and buy an organic soil and I cover all the beds in that. I mix it in really good so all those nutrients are going to absorb into the soil and into the plants. I also like to add things like coffee grounds, organic fertilizers, eggshells, anything I can get my hands on and add in there that's organic, I will put on top. Comment below any tips that you have for new gardeners or anything you'd personally like to do better this year, and make sure you subscribe so we don't miss a chance to grow together.